Good day, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Access Granted, the official podcast of ZKTeco South Africa. Today, I've got a very special guest on. It's a legend in the town attendance industry. We've known each other for probably about 21, 22 years already, before I even started with ZK here in South Africa. But yeah, the legendary Mr. Norman Wigley. Good day. Thanks. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your time. And also from my side, also thank you for the years of support to us and to me. You've also been a mentor to me as well. I learned a lot from you. But yeah, let's jump into it. Who is Norman? Where does Norman come from? Where were you born, school, that type of thing?
Well, my name is Norman Charles Wagley, and I sprung from Springs.
Springs, okay.
So not too far. Then went off to Durban. Then my parents moved to Carletonville, and ultimately I wound up in boarding school in Barberton.
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 Okay.
And Barberton's a wonderful place to live.
Yes.
And 17, I joined the police force. So I was in police college, turned 18, and spent the next 5.5 years in the police force.
Okay.
So that was really interesting.
What pulled you to the police? Why was the easy out, or what happened there?
You know, when I left school, I had no idea as to what I wanted to do. There was zero idea. And I knew I didn't want to be stuck in a bank.
Yes.
Sitting behind a counter. That's what I knew I didn't want to do.
Okay.
So I had no idea what I wanted to do. And then my uncle Lucky said, why don't I join the police force? Flying squads, shooting stolen cars, that kind of thing. And that's exactly what happened, you know. Chasing stolen cars, real life. Shooting out the back windscreen of a car, and the guy doesn't even stop, you know. I would imagine a normal human being, the bullet comes through the back windscreen, out the front windscreen, you're going to stop the car.
Yes.
No. They just carry on going. They're not going to jail. So,
oh my word.
So every day was
You've seen a lot of stuff.
And section sergeants. So making sure all the prisoners are fed in the morning, counting them, make sure nobody's trying to escape, get them off to police courts. And after 5.5 years, I left the police force.
You had enough.
And I was in Durban.
Okay.
And I came up to Johannesburg. And I couldn't find a job, you know. I was in riot squads. I can run through tear gas. I can do inspections, I'm good with handcuffs, I'm good with batons, I'm good with machine guns, firearms. Nobody wanted those qualities.
Oh, goodness. Up here, it was nothing new to them.
Nobody wanted those qualities.
Yes.
So the only job I could get was the hardest job I ever had in my life, and that was selling encyclopedias.
Encyclopedias.
And you had to knock on a door. Do you want to buy encyclopedias?
Yes.
Bugger off.
Yes.
Go away, footsack.
Yeah.
And it was really hard. And I managed to pay the bills. So the money coming in was greater than the money going out.
Yes.
And that was one of the secrets that I learned. You know, when the money coming in is greater than the money going out,
it's a good thing to know.
You're going to survive, you know. And eventually I got involved with a carpet company. And I became a director of High Pile.
Okay.
The parent company was High Pile Carpets.
Yes.
And the company that I was a director of was called Carlton Carpets.
Yes.
So I got to know everything about ex-minister Wilson carpets, tufted carpets, floor-time carpets. So that was interesting. And then...
This was in the 80s? 80s? What are we talking about? 80s, huh?
Yeah.
That's when I was born.
Late 70s, 80s kind of thing.
Okay.
And then I joined a company, Westinghouse Bellambi. And we used to import turnstiles, 3-arm turnstiles.
Okay.
instead of the normal 4-arm turnstiles
Yes.
that we have here, and we imported them from New York. So they
New
used
York.
we used to import them all the time.
Mm.
So we didn't think anything about importing turnstiles from New York.
Yes.
And then Westinghouse decided they could build this. So for those who don't know, Westinghouse Bellambi is a huge company. Westinghouse is the American side.
Yes.
And they deal in signals with trains. Must the train stop or must the train go?
Goodness.
So
Okay.
you can't almost get that right. It's
Yes.
got to be right all the time.
Of course, yeah.
And we built the first turnstile here in South Africa
Yo.
from nothing.
Where was that situated?
And that was in Alberton.
in Alberton.
Yeah.
Okay. In
Funny
probably
enough.
Wadeville, eh? Was it Wadeville side or where?
No, it was more central Alberton.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And where all the petrol tanks are. And funny enough, I drove past there yesterday,
Yes.
coincidentally going to go see a customer.
Brought back some memories.
And I did well in that. There was mainly access control. There was no time and attendance,
Yes.
purely access control. And I won a competition. So I was then given an opportunity to fly to America to go and learn
From the parent company.
the things that we didn't know, you know.
Okay, yes.
So I arrived in New York, went and visited some sites in New York, then caught a train to Niagara Falls,
Yo, okay.
and then crossed into Canada, went to Detroit. From Detroit, I went to Chicago. When I arrived in Chicago, the guys were trying to do something on the 32nd floor.
Yes.
And I said to them, why don't you push F17, that's going to unlock it, and if you push F18, that's going to lock it.
Oh,
They said, say that again. So I explained it again, so they tried it, and it worked.
okay.
They said, what else do you know? I said, well, do you guys know how to do this? Because we stuck in South Africa.
Yes.
Remember, there was no cell phones.
Nothing.
You couldn't phone them then because the difference in time was 9 hours difference between San Francisco and Johannesburg. I said, well, do you guys know how to do this? No. Do you know how to do that? No. So I showed them all the stuff. Then the next place I had to fly to was Hawaii.
Hawaii.
So when I got to Hawaii, they said, oh, you the guy from South Africa to train us, you know. Then I went to Los Angeles, arrived in Los Angeles, oh, you the guy from South Africa to train us. And then I arrived in San Francisco at the head office.
Yes.
And they go, oh, you're welcome, you know. And they said to me, would you like a job?
Okay.
And you can fly around America training all the people,
Everybody,
because
yes.
obviously you know more than
Yeah. You were supposed to get training from them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And regrettably, I said no.
Okay.
And the other fantastic thing with Westinghouse is that given me a budget for about $100 a day, and I was supposed to go for 3 weeks.
Yes.
So I said to my boss, could I please have my 3 weeks annual leave? And then I can go for 6 weeks.
Yes.
So I took my girlfriend with me.
Oh, okay.
And it was so funny. We'd arrive in an airport, and then we'd have all these cars, you know,
Yes.
and you didn't know the name of the cars, you know. A GTO, wow, I wonder what a GTO is, you know. So you'd walk around and you'd look at the car, and
Yes.
then you'd say, I want that car. What's the name of that
Yes.
car? Okay, GTO. Okay, we're going to get a GTO. And that's how we would rent the cars.
Yes.
So we'd stay, I think that was like $25 a night. Then we'd stay in a motel. That was another $25. Then we had $50 left to spend.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, so there was no ways we could spend the money
Yeah.
that we had. So it was an absolute dream
That was awesome, yes.
to go around and travel, you know.
So that's some good experience that you picked up in the full US, right?
Yeah, and just learning and saying to the developers
Yes.
in San Francisco, you know, it would be nice if we could do this. If
Yes.
you did this, it would be easier. So that was the start of doing that. And that was a company called Cardkey. And Cardkey was sort of the biggest, the best in the world.
Okay.
And then they just vaporized. So I did some research last night, and then I found out they were bought out by Johnson Controls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then they vaporized. So the other big company was Rusco. And Rusco was also bought out and
That's
vaporized.
correct. Yeah, yeah.
So between Rusco and Cardkey,
Yes.
biggest in the world, greatest names, vaporized.
Vaporized, yes.
So that was some of my
Yeah, yeah.
adventures of getting into the access control world.
Yes. So that's where your experience started.
Correct.
Or how did you keep that drive for access control, or what you guys are doing now? Why did you want to go on with that? Was it fascinating for you, or what was the reason there?
I've enjoyed being able to go to a building and then putting in half-height turnstiles, dealing with architects,
Okay.
and then having this long-term plan. So it was taking about 18 months
Oh,
from the time you saw the architect to the time that
Yes.
you actually installed it and got your final paycheck. And 18 months to me at that age was just too long.
yes.
So, funny enough, I was still here with Cardkey South Africa, and I went to see Control Instruments.
Yes.
And I said to Control Instruments, I'm trying to do a time and attendance where you can clock in for access control,
Yes.
but then go to your time and attendance point and you can clock in for your time and attendance point. So I want you to sell me your terminals. And they said, no, they're not going to sell the terminals, you know. I
Okay.
said, why not? You know, they said, no, well, I'm the opposition. I said, well, look, if I'm going to the company and you're going to see the same company,
Yes.
I'm going to get the order because I'm good
Exactly, yeah.
at what this was. And so they came along and they made me an offer.
Okay.
And I said, I'm happy where I am, so there's no reason. And then they said to me, what would it take for us to offer you something
Yes.
for you to join us? And jokingly, I said a brand new car. And
Okay.
I mentioned the car, you know.
Yes.
It was a Datsun Laurel, which was
Oh, yes.
a-
My dad had one of those as well, yeah.
yeah, it was a big, beautiful car, you know. They said, okay, what color?
So then you know the deal was done.
So when I left, I was very unpopular for
Yes,
leaving
of course.
that company and then going, and that's how I joined Control Instruments. So Control Instruments was also a legend in its lifetime. You know,
Yeah.
they had branches everywhere and that kind of thing. And I put together a good team.
Yes.
And Uniclocks was one of them, and was one of the other companies.
The
But we used to work together.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it wasn't sort of, you know,
Yeah.
you're the opposition. We're not going to work with you.
Yeah.
It was always the case of, you know,
Let's
we
get
help
it
each
together,
other.
yeah.
You know, and that was a lot of fun.
Where was Control Instruments based? Where were you
In
guys?
Braamfontein.
In Braamfontein.
Yeah,
Okay.
they had a 8-story building in Braamfontein
Yeah.
and did a lot of tacos. So
Yes.
there was instrumentation, there was taco, and there was time.
Yes.
And I was in charge of the time team.
Okay. But there was actually quite a lot of guys in the time maintenance industry that comes from Control Instruments.
Yeah,
And that is still obviously in the market, but some of them still have got the mix between the tacos and the time and whatever. Because I mean,
Yes.
if you can do all three, why not do it? So, but yeah.
because we were head office, we only did time. That's
Yes.
all we did. We didn't do anything else. Whereas with the little branches like Benoni
Yes.
and Krugersdorp and, you know, Witbank, they had to do everything.
Yes.
So they had a much better foundation of instrumentation
course,
and that
yeah.
kind of thing, whereas we were the founding companies of new products.
Yes.
So I remember this one clock card machine came in and you had to punch the number in the bottom of the card. So when you inserted the card, it would pull the card out of your hand,
Yes.
know which day to print on,
Oh,
calculate
okay. Yeah.
the in time and calculate the out time and spit the card out. And this thing landed on my desk, and I was the only one who had to now figure out how this thing works so I could teach the technicians on how this thing worked. And boy, did that thing give us headaches. It was ahead of its time, you know. If the card wasn't programmed properly by the customer, then you just got garbage out.
Of course, yeah.
And then getting hold of the customer and saying, listen, here's the problem.
Yes.
It's a human problem. It's not a machine problem.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Definitely, yeah. So that started the, I mean, some of the first time attendance machines was the punch cards. I mean, when I was at Uniclocks as well, we sold millions and millions of cards every month to clients that need the punch in price card, and everybody else is doing the same business. So.
Yeah. And Control Instruments had their own printing company.
Yes.
And they had the big Heidelberg printing machines and print cards. And each company had their own company name on the bottom of it.
Exactly, yeah.
And we also sold thousands, you know. So that was very interesting with the mechanical clocks.
Yes. And then your transition from Control Instruments to what you guys are doing today?
So what happened was Germany had a product called benzing.
Yes.
And benzing came to South Africa. And that was now the start of the computerized system.
Yes.
And trying to get benzing to make any software changes, or the Americans to make any software changes, or the Japanese to make any software changes.
Yes.
We used to have something called a telex machine, and a lot of people go, what's a telex machine?
Yes.
So when you got some time, have a look and see what a telex machine is, because that's what we had to use as communication.
Yes. I can remember that very well because my mom worked in the post office for 40 years. So she was always telling me about these messages that need to go from Johannesburg to New York or wherever, because it was almost the only fast way to actually get the message over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a piece of paper with lots of dots in it. It was like Morse code.
That's correct, yes.
And that's how we had to send messages overseas and trying to explain technical stuff.
Because there was no emails. There was nothing.
No emails. And trying to explain to the Germans our German English.
Yes.
It wasn't very easy.
Yes.
So I decided I need to get out of this business altogether. It's going to drive me crazy.
Okay.
Or I must develop my own software and write software for the South African market. And that's exactly what we did.
How did you get to Sentry? Where does the name and Turbo Time, your two main...
So Sentry is an abbreviation for Sensible Time Recording Integration.
Okay. That's a mouthful.
So we didn't want to say Sensible Time Recording Integration. You know, can you imagine that?
That might work in US, but not here.
Can you imagine that on your email?
Exactly,
you know? Norman at sensibletimerecordingintegration.co.za. You know, no,
it was a good thing there was no emails that time.
So we just cut it short, and that was Sentry.
Yes.
And then everyone calls it Sentry Security, you know, it's Sentry with a Y kind of thing. And we used to get really odd phone calls.
Yeah. Because there was a Sentry with a Y.
There was a Sentry.
Exactly, yeah.
And they were bought out by ADT, luckily. So those phone calls stopped coming, you know.
Yes.
And Sentry was a big company as well. So it's anything to do with time and attendance, they would pass on business to us as well.
Yes.
And then we had to come up with a product name. And we had different product names. We had Simple Time.
Yes.
Easy Time. Turbo Time.
Everything that you can think of.
Something that had to have time, you know.
Yes.
We even had Time Wizard, and then someone else came up with Time Wizard. So you had Time Wizard that was ours, that was a working product. And
Yes.
then there was someone else who had Time Wizard, which wasn't a working product.
Yes.
And the two products were conflicted.
Yeah.
And instead of getting the lawyers to have a big fight over 5 years kind of thing, we just came up with a new name, and that was TurboTime.
Was that sitting around a table like this and deciding, or was there methodical thinking behind it?
No, there was, you know, what's going to be memorable? It was, if you say, TurboTime, you know, is TurboTime a memorable name?
Yes.
Well, what is it saying? You know, well, the turbo says that it must be powerful.
Exactly, yes.
And the time makes you think, well, it's linked to time.
When was it about when you then started with TurboTime in the industry itself?
Well, TurboTime came around about 2000, and the company opened in 1992. So we've been in business for 32 years. So that's been quite a while.
Proper.
Yeah. And the transgression of technology.
Yes.
So we used to have the old magnetic bank swipe card. So we had that.
Which company did you guys buy? What company's hardware did you use that time? Can you remember?
No, I can't. It was.
I can remember some Veriphones. Don't know if you guys maybe used Veriphones, like a square type of clock. I know Veriphone was one of the magnetic ones that I can remember. Acroprint. But yeah, that was the only technology in the market.
Yes.
There was nothing else because there was no RFID that time already.
Yeah.
So
from the little bank cards, then it came up with RFID cards.
yes.
And then we started building our own hardware. So our own designed our own electronic board from a company called Microtronics, and they're still massive to this day.
They are, yes.
And then we went on to Dallas touch tags.
Yes, the grey. First was the silver and then grey, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that looked like a little battery.
That's correct.
And you
yes.
saw them at garages to switch the
The
pumps
petrol,
on
and they're
off.
still using it today at some of the garages. Yes.
And we went through thousands of those things, you know. And we tried to open up a branch in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So my eldest son and myself left to go and live in Los Angeles. We'd got all the paperwork and the visas and everything after months of work with the lawyers. And I tried to start an agency of selling the Dallas touch tags for the Los Angeles area.
Yes.
And the guy said to me, why would you want to do that? Just place your order today, and tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, the postman will knock on your door and deliver them,
goodness.
you know?
Yes.
So this brilliant idea was like, oops.
Yeah.
That was a oopsie. That was a
been
big
done.
oopsie, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
And trying to immigrate and settle in America, that was a huge problem.
Yes.
Just trying to get the Americans to go, okay, we're going to buy a South African product instead of an American product. And they weren't interested, you know?
Because then it was all about made in US for them.
So they weren't, and it was just something we didn't foresee.
Yes.
So the software was equal, if not better.
Yes.
But the Americans just weren't going to go and say, listen, we're buying a product that's not made in America, you know.
And there was not even any offers where they want to buy your software or anything like that, or buy you over. They didn't. Nothing.
No. So we had to pack up our bags and come back home, you know. So that was an expensive learning curve.
Of course,
you know?
yes.
And that was the end of my journey of, otherwise I could have had an American accent.
Yeah. Maybe in Texas or something, eh?
Yeah.
When was your first, can you remember your first encounter with ZK?
I can. As I said, we were busy manufacturing our own devices.
Yes.
And with a little Dallas touch tag. And then next moment I went to Securex, and ZK was at the show, and they had this fingerprint reader.
Yes.
And I looked at myself and I said, this is the future. So Dallas tags, I can lend my tag to you. You
Yes.
can clock me in. I can clock you in. Over time,
Yes.
fingerprints. This is definitely the way
Makes
of the
sense.
future.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, let's do this. So I booked a flight and I flew off to China.
Yes.
Went to stay in a hotel, and next morning the representative from ZK knocked on my door.
Yes.
And we caught a taxi. We went off to ZK, and I
Okay.
spent the day there.
Yes.
And had a look at all that, and it was completely flabbergasting to me about this guy hand building the fingerprint lens,
Yes.
hand making it, and I'm going, wow, that's just, it was just so amazing to me to see this guy carving this lens, to get this lens perfect.
Exactly.
And
Polished
with
and
a
everything.
little beam on it and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow. And I swore I'd never ever throw one of those lenses away. And to this day, I've never thrown a lens
Got the
away.
big box.
Yeah, that was it.
Yes.
And from there, we went to the palm reader.
Yes.
We went to the laser where you can just swipe your hand
That's
over
correct,
there
yes.
and it reads your laser. The cost of that's astronomical,
Yes.
but it's fantastic technology.
Of course, yes.
And then obviously there was voice recognition,
Yes.
there was signature recognition, and then finally facial recognition.
Yes.
So where's the future?
I hope we know. That is the big thing, because I'm always telling the people that I think the transition from fingerprint to facial recognition was a very big step.
Yes.
Because the fingerprints was not easy to get any data, because you cannot just go into a database and get people's fingerprints.
Yes.
The government can do that, but not any private company can do that. So with the evolution of facial recognition, it was easy to take people's photos.
Yes.
That is in a public domain, whatever, and you can train your algorithm on that, which everybody was doing. So that jump, but now, where do we go from facial recognition? We don't know what's going to be next. Maybe, yeah, we still need to wait for that to see.
I think the next step will be higher security, and it's going to be sort of DNA kind of thing, but that will be for the CIA and all
That's
the rest.
correct,
It's not going to be for the normal one.
No.
I think facial recognition is here to stay for a long time.
Definitely, yeah.
That little palm scanner where it reads your palm kind of thing. People are holding their hands.
It's more
and doing
touchless.
this.
I mean, COVID taught us probably to go more touchless with the technologies. That is why ZK is also investing quite a lot of money, especially in the markets like US and Europe, where the guys do not like the facial recognition. But at the end of the day, I think that you're correct. If facial recognition is going to stay for a while, but the modality is probably going to change. You're going to maybe do the facial recognition from the camera, not from a device on the wall, or that type of thing. Or maybe your cell phone. You do the facial recognition on your cell phone, and the cell phone will tell the door to open or the turnstile, that type of thing.
Well, that's happening already.
It's happening already. So facial recognition is going to be there to stay. I can remember you talking about the hand scanner now. So that is where I actually met you guys, when I was selling the hand scanners from Uniclock side, because we were the only Ingersoll Rand distributor in South Africa. I think there was two, but we were the main one that was selling the hand keys and the hand punch 1000.
You had a little pin, and then you put your hand there, and then the pin would measure the length of your fingers.
Exactly, yeah. The length and the thickness of your fingers and that type of thing. I mean, there was a lot sold in South Africa because it was, so to say, a very easy adoption. It was very expensive, but very easy adoption because there was a lot of guys that had issues with their fingerprints.
Yes.
And that was the only way to overcome, actually, that was the only technology that could overcome the fingerprint issue. Yes. But then after that, the evolution of fingerprints happened so fast and the algorithms just got better. And till today, there's quite still a big adoption of fingerprint products. So, but yeah, the hand key, I can remember, that is where I met you guys from Uniclock side. Mainly worked there with Jason. Jason was always putting the orders, you put in some orders, that type of thing. So, but it was good times. It was nice to see the transition between all of these. And then I think it was it was a year after we opened here in South Africa, 2010, 2011, when we started like the multi-bio infrared facial recognition. And I think that is where we got our step ahead of the market to actually then start already with this type of technology. And when COVID hit, we already knew what to do. Unfortunately, in South Africa, we were a bit slow with the new visible light, but that still goes on till today.
Yeah.
What would you say is your main milestones? If you think about your turbo time that you started with, was time attendance only, and then you added some access control. What would you say is the big milestones where you guys with the software and where you are today?
Basically, we're on version 8 at the moment.
Okay.
So we've released 8 completely different
Yes.
modules.
Okay.
And the access control was a baby access control. And as you know, access control is defined as who goes where and when.
When, yes.
And then trying to teach people a time zone and an area zone,
Yes.
and how this area, and you can go in from this area to this area, but not in this time.
Exactly,
and then you can go out. There was interesting training courses and that kind of thing. Then we kept getting inquiries about people saying, it's all very well, I'm paying this guy 40 hours of normal time and I'm paying him 20 hours of overtime. So I'm paying him 60 hours of feet on the floor, but how many hours has he actually been working on a product?
Yes, we were the productivity hours.
Yeah. And so you're running around about 50% is, until you can start measuring. Once you can start measuring, you can increase it 50% because the person's just standing at a machine. And if he's busy working with the machine, as far as you're concerned, walking past, he's actually working on the machine as far as you're concerned. No, but as soon as you walk by, then he stands and he's waiting for instructions.
Yeah.
So we developed a tablet system where you can clock onto a job and then the job number is a QR code.
Yes.
Because you can't trust the person to enter the job number because he'll enter it accidentally wrong or on purpose.
And sometimes the guys are illiterate as well. He's there to work with his hands. He's not there to do maths or anything else.
So he just scans the QR code and then he scans his employee number.
Yes.
Then it pops up on a little screen over there. What are you doing? I'm cutting, I'm grinding, I'm welding, I'm machining.
Oh, yeah.
And he selects what he wants
it's
to
a
do.
task that he's on.
Yes. So we now know the person, the job number, the tasks, what time he started, what time he stopped. So when you stop the job, why are you stopping the job?
Yes.
I'm waiting for parts, machine breakdown, material, end of shifts, changing jobs, helping a fellow worker. So there's about 12 reasons as to why you would stop the job. And that's gone quite well.
Yes.
We've got a number of sites up running and working. And that's just the job costing. They didn't even go with the time and attendance. They were so happy with the job costing.
Yes.
Just to know what's going on. So you've got your cost of your materials, your cost of your labor.
Yes.
You've got your selling price, but you don't know your cost price.
Yeah.
You might know your material price, but you don't know your cost price.
Yeah.
So what we do is we then measure all that, taking in the VAT into account, and we can actually draw a little pie chart.
Yes.
And show you what your profit is.
And I mean, that's a total eye-opener for somebody that thought they're getting an in and out clock. So,
that's
yeah, that you can actually physically see what your people are doing.
Yes.
So tell me if you think about the market when you guys start in the market now, is there any clear indication from the end user side what the thinking was that time to what the thinking is now? Is it more advanced thinking from the guy's side, or is it still just the in and out clock? What would you say is the market doing at the moment?
I would say people are more intrigued now about getting the information from the time and attendance, when he clocked in, when he clocked out. Why is he clocking out? So you've got your little menu that you've got now that we never had those days. I'm going out for business, I'm going out for a smoke break, I'm going out.
Almost like a work code type of thing, yes.
So you select that. So that's more advanced today than those days.
Yes.
And then taking that information, processing it, your amount of leaves that you've got available, and your sick notes.
Yes.
How many days have you been off sick? And then taking that information, putting it into a format, and then sending it through to the payroll.
Yeah.
So my favorite swear word is seamless.
Yeah.
People who talk about seamless just give me grey hairs. Look, I'm only 21 and look at these grey hairs. That's because of seamless, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
So so that's how the market is changed, that people are finite with what they're wanting, you know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think the big advantage that we have in this type of market, in the different industries that we work through, is we can create data for the end user. And then the end user will just tell us, okay, put it in this type of chart, or do this dashboard, because that's the new thing that the people are talking about. Everybody wants dashboards because they want to see how many people is in already, how many people is working here, that type of thing. So I think we are sitting in a very, very privileged position, both of our companies, where we actually create data for the end user.
Correct.
And I think that is probably where the future is going as well. The more data you can give them, the more they will see the value of our products.
Well, if you combining the access control together with CCTV, you now know that more people are accumulating in the left-hand corner than they are in the right-hand corner. You know, so you've got those transitions as well, and then you've got screens like this where you
any information
got additional information. So on the access control, there's tremendous changing.
It's infinite,
you know? Yeah.
And I mean, there's just the technologies. I mean, we were talking just about biometrics now, but the technologies that's coming out of the market now to identify vehicles, packages, anything. I mean, I was having a meeting with a company yesterday that actually does the verification of cattle, because every nose of each cow is different.
Okay,
so they actually,
know that.
And then they wanted to just check with us if we've got high definition cameras that can pick up this fast enough, and they just put it into an algorithm.
Oh, wow.
And that just gives you an idea. That is, again, data that is being collected, data that is being made. So it's totally different from energy. Energy, it can only be transferred, but now data we can make. So that is a very big change in the market that we see in the industry. Tell me, I'm gonna give you some words, like a quick fire round. You're not prepared for this, but if I say AI in time attendance, is it a hype, or is it something that can be used?
Interesting question. I'm trying to think, what would I know that we don't already know?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you know what time the person arrived and what time the person has left, you know, taking a complicated site where you've got turnstiles and the person's going out for a tea break and a smoke break and calculating the times. We're already doing all that. So I can't see what AI could do that we haven't really thought about.
I mean, for us, we come out of our backgrounds come out of, it is just if statements. If the guy does this, then do this. If that guy does, or add this. There's no, I don't know if there is in the near future use for AI, except for the only thing that I can think of is checking trends, which we maybe don't pick up with the normal transactions, but the trend can be picked up. So the guy's coming in late a lot of times, is there may be something mentally that is struggling with or whatever, or I don't know, because I think the only way that we can use AI is if you've got big data. If it's big data that you need to analyze, but I mean, what is big data these days? I mean, most of the sites are less than 100 people. So just with normal programming, that is still fine. But I think probably the next step will be AI, but we're going to have to find some use cases for it. Everybody's saying AI the whole time, but yes, in our daily lives, we're starting to use it for a bit of research or something that you don't have time, those mundane tasks. That is fine, but in time attendance, I don't know if it's going to do much in the near future.
We're already doing trending with Turbo Time.
Yes.
And we can see when the person's not coming to work. So if they get paid on the 25th of the month, and depending on when the 25th of the month falls on, if it's falling on a Thursday and he doesn't come to work on a Friday, we can see, you know, the person is either a very keen fisherman or he's got a drinking problem.
Exactly.
One of the two.
But that's an if statement. That is not a supercomputer telling you this guy, maybe he will be able to tell you if he's a fisherman or not.
And then arriving late and leaving early on Saturdays. Every second Saturday he needs to work, and every second Saturday he's leaving early or he's arriving late. So we're doing those trending patterns as well. So we're quite advanced on that. So I haven't seen, although I know AI is going to change the world, you know, the amount of information you can get in 30 seconds is mind-boggling, according to me. And I try and use AI every day of my life with one thing and another.
And tell me, hybrid working influencing the software that you guys have? How did that change? Obviously from COVID side, that was the buzzword. I know a lot of people are coming back to the offices now, but it also opened that door that you need to now monitor the guy that is at home.
Yeah, we wrote some software where the person can clock on at home, and then that just sends a message to the server, and the server now says the person is doing what they're doing at home. I have no idea.
Of course.
When COVID was, it was very interesting for me working at home. You know, I built some very interesting things.
Yes. I think it was very interesting time, but I will never want to have it again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a difficult time, I think, for a lot of people. Not having this interaction, that was probably the worst thing for me, not having a face-to-face meeting with my clients. Checking how they're doing, that type of thing. I mean, there was even some of my clients that passed away that time, but because there was no communication, you didn't even know about it. So, but the hybrid working has played a very big role internationally, and I've seen a lot of guys doing a lot of technology towards that as well. My last quick fire one is mobile credentials.
Yes, mobile is a must-have. You know, we have so many customers that have on construction sites. The guys come to work, they jump on a truck, and they go off to a construction site. And then on the way back, they'll start dropping the staff off. So your cell phone, you need that little cell phone so that you can clock the people off.
Of course.
So you still need your facial recognition to record them when they came to work in the morning, and then go to construction site.
Of course.
This guy gets dropped off the railway station. This guy gets dropped off at a taxi. So we can clock them out. We're not paying them, but at least we can clock them out.
Yes.
So that's key.
Yes.
Part and parcel.
Of course.
Of having that together with the normal time and attendance.
Tell me then, one of the last questions, this is a more personal question, is if we are always talking, I've been highlighting this for years and years, that we don't have any new, it doesn't look like we've got new blood in this market. There's no new young people coming in a rapid manner. Do you think our industry is not sexy enough for the new generation? If it is, well, what would you tell a 20-year-old that wants to come into this industry at the moment? Is there space for them? Can they make a success of it? What would you say?
Well, I think if you've gone to IT college and you've got your N1, N2, N3, N4 kind of thing, you know, it's your life of going out and installing hardware and getting the TCP/IP points up running and
Yes.
working, and training people on software. You're dealing with different people. You're not stuck in a little office whereby you're doing the same thing day in, day out. You know, you're
Yes.
going out, driving there,
Yes.
seeing different places. I think if you're looking for a job that you're not stuck in an office
Yes.
and you're doing something different every day, I think there's definitely a opening
Yes.
for that person that wants that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of space in this market. I mean, I was always asking Mr. Noppi, who was the CEO of Uniclocks.
Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond. When is this market going to get saturated? Because you only have like 60,000 businesses in South Africa that's registered, or maybe now it's like maybe 120,000. But I mean, when is it going to be saturated? When are we still going to have jobs in 5 years and that type of thing? And yeah, it's 21 years later, and it's booming. The industry is booming. There's new businesses opening every day. There's buildings that's being built. So I don't think anybody have to worry if they want to get into this type of business.
Correct.
Security as well, time attendance, workforce management, biometrics, all of that. I think there's a very big opportunity for the younger generation to come into this market.
Correct.
Yeah. Last question. What is the best life advice from a personal point of view, no business or anything? Best life advice to a 20-year-old today that you will give?
So I've got 5 rules that I live by. First rule is life is tough. Next one, get over it. We're not interested in your problems.
Yes.
Just get over it. Next reason is move forward. If you're moving forward, even if it's slow, you're still moving forward. So you've got to keep moving forward. Rule number 4, disappointment is self-inflicted.
That
You
is
need to
deep.
think about that.
Yes.
Disappointment is self-inflicted. And if you analyze how many times you've been disappointed, you'll figure out the person who caused it is the person in the mirror.
Yes.
So you're the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
The last one is people don't get what they want. And the reason why people don't get what they want is because people don't know what they want.
Yes.
So write it down. What is it you want? You know, when I had in technicians and they said, boss, we're going to get a new car. What color is it going to
Yes.
be? What color is it going to be? Any color. No, you must tell me a color. Okay.
Yeah.
And what color is the upholstery?
Yes.
And does it have mag wheels, you know? What's the
You
sound
have to have
like?
a clear image in your head of what
And
you
I
want.
say, write it down. And they would get that car in that color with those mag wheels because they knew what they wanted.
Yes.
And the other reason that I can share is that I was taught this at 30 years old, and it was tremendous knowledge. So there's dedication, determination, discipline, drive, and desire.
Goodness.
I've added one more, direction.
Well.
So if you follow those, you're going to do a lot better in your life
Yes.
than by not following those dynamic Ds.
Yes. Well, I think on that note, I would like to thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And on many years more that we're going to work together and the relationship's going to stay strong. Thank you for everybody out there for watching and listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.